And it's a terrific day to visit the Murakami Museum and Gardens. Beautiful, beautiful day for that. Not too hot, not too cold. Wow. We're going to start our meeting here now with the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remember last month I showed a video. Everybody saw our farm and saw about the Ag Reserve, and that was a very interesting video. And right now we have another video here that we're going to set up. It's part 2 of that video. I'm Lori Vinacore, President of the Alliance of Delray Residential Associations, with a follow-up video on the Agricultural Reserve. This is the Agricultural Reserve, and this here is a whole lot of preserved land with the South Florida Water Management District. Today we're going to work on one particular site, the swap. The county is discussing increased density in the agricultural reserve now. There are plenty of parcels along major corridors, such as Atlantic Avenue, and east on 441, that could possibly be developments with some increased density. Starting on the west side with increased density contradicts having transitional development from increased density to less density. This is a close-up of the area that is the subject of the swap. Several hundred acres here is proposed for development, and some high density of 250 units on the property, and another 1,000 units. So 1,250 units expected to be here. Much higher density than we have now west of 441. Here is about 170 acres of conservation land. It's in agriculture and conservation. 4 parcels comprising about 170 acres. It is a working horse farm, and it has many trails, meadows, grooms' quarters, barns, and a track. What is going to happen to this when all these homes propose to be around it, and this road being used by the farm with all its trailers and people riding in and out all day long to visit their horses, to feed their horses, and to train the horses? This is what our commissioners need to think about. Maybe this isn't the best time to have a project such as the swap if we don't know what's going to happen in the future for this land. Okay. Well, that is a little bit about the swap, and we'll be hearing more about it. We hear about it in the newspaper, and it is something that we're asking the commissioners to look at, because right there, all that green you see is South Florida Water Management District land as well. What's west of those 4 parcels that I pointed out, it's all conservation there. They want to have this pretty dense planned unit development up against a whole lot of conservation land on the other side of 441. So we'll hear more about that, and we'll give you updates. We've been doing a lot of things this week. Where's Larry Brody from Waterways? We helped you out, right, Larry?
Thank you very much.
Yes. So we got some nice plantings. The DOT, we worked with the DOT for that. They had cleared out some non-natives, and they just put more plantings in Atlantic Avenue. We met with the Secretary of the Department of Transportation. Commissioner Sachs worked on that. And we met on Monday, again telling them how we need the expansion expedited. At Big Apple Bazaar, it's delayed, and actually they're delaying it another 2 months. They're asking for a delay because it doesn't matter. It's great to have it delayed as long as possible to get it as good as possible for the whole community, for the people, and for High Point West Section 2 especially, that's right adjacent to that. And they will not have a fueling station. They're going to have a restaurant instead that's better than the fueling station. Now, we have our Executive Vice President here, Arnie Katz. Do you have yes, that was to be done immediately after the Pledge of Allegiance, but he's going to do that now. Announcing our guests, whoever isn't going to be speaking.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you all here. I'm glad that everybody's well and able to join us today. This is a list of important people that are chosen to join us this morning, and let's hold our applause till the end, please. Ed Saul, aide to Emily Schlossberg. Hilda Ojeda from Palm Beach County Property Appraiser's Office. Caitlin Joyce from Mayor Weinroth's office. Dana Ackerman White from Commissioner Kerner's office. Pardon me. Rodney Statham from, I'm in good shape, from the elections office. Thank you. Vivian Lieva from Commissioner Sachs' office. Kim Rayner from Kim Rayner from County Elections Office. Sherry McCorkle from South Florida Water Management District. Yalen Mejas, aide to Mayor Weinroth. Evelyn Dupuy, aide to Senator Bourbon. Tony Keeler, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. And Amy Chamberlain from Representative Skidmore's office. Welcome to you all. Thank you for being here.
Just one thing, just Rodney. Where's Rodney? Great to see you, Rodney. Yes, he's from the clerk's office. Yeah.
Sorry.
From the clerk's office.
From the clerk's office. I apologize for that.
Thank you very much. Great. Thank you for coming. We're going to have our first responders, and then we have Commissioner Sachs here today. It's great to see you. Can we please have Captain Sant give us a
Very nice to see your smiling faces again. So this is what we all look like. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's feeling well and healthy and the families are okay. And we'll get started here. I want to start with something that's it really caught my attention. So I want to catch your attention just as much. Last week, a report came across my desk of a gentleman that was almost, could have been shot right in the middle of Jog Road. Well, he was, according to him, he was cut off by an individual that was not using due care or regard for anybody else. So he decided with his wife in the car to pursue this individual. Who thinks that's a good idea just from Jump Street, right? He decided to pursue the individual, and he wanted to give him a piece of his mind, what he thought, at the next red light. So we can go in many different directions here, but by the grace of God that he didn't get shot, because when he did walk up to the car, he was met with a handgun, right? So think about it though. Think about it, the other individual that was driving a 5,000, 4,000 pound vehicle with no regard gets to a red light. You think you're going to chase him down, follow him, and give a piece of your mind. You know, in the other gentleman's mind, he's thinking, hey, who's this guy that's chasing me, and why is he getting out of the car that angry and approaching me? You see where I'm going with this? Nothing good, folks, is coming out of that. Please, nothing good is coming out of that. It's happening all over the place. I'm going to cover a little bit with you about the traffic-related situations we have out here again. So I ask you this, please do not do that. If you see something like that happen, if you get cut off, it's happened to me, I'm in a marked car all the time. If you get cut off, if you get something like that, just get a tag number, call it in, call us. Give us the best description of what you're seeing, and we'll take care of the rest, okay? So now that I got your attention, let's move on to a couple other things. I spoke of the traffic operation we were having all last in February, all last month. And with that, I want to give you a couple updates on the results of the traffic operation. That was throughout the county and primarily focused around here in the South region. So just to give you a couple of high board numbers. The total citations written in the South region here were over 306 citations, 270 written warnings, several hundred stops. We have logged, I believe it was 16 criminal citations and 1 misdemeanor arrest, and I believe it was 5 DUI arrests. The most significant part of that was the top speed on 441 to capture. Remember that survey I was telling you about? We put the trailers up to capture the data. The top speed was 133 miles an hour. 133 miles an hour. Remember we spoke of the people that were killed in that car crash that flipped at 130, and I'm not saying that this was the vehicle that did it, and I can't share with you now, but the vehicle that caused that crash was even higher than that. So at that speed, that is a result. That's the results you're going to get. All right, so please be mindful when you're driving on 441. All right, we are 30% on crashes year to date. 30%. We're only in the second day of March, right? First, second day of March. 30%. We had a little bit of a drop this before I was going to report to you today, we were at 34%. We dropped just a little bit in a couple days. But I don't like the way the numbers are going, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. All right? One last thing I have for you all is this. We still have that crew of car thieves and burglars that are working through our area. We seem to have now focused in Bonnier Village, right not too close, not too far from the PD, right where my station is. But we're having a high concentration of auto burglaries and car thefts. Again, please lock your doors. 9 out of 10 vehicles that are being broken into all have the doors left open, unlocked, and valuables left inside overnight. The vehicles that are being stolen, looks like they're going back down to Broward like we discussed. All right, so I wish I have better news for you next month, but everything else is okay. The deputies are doing fine. And thank you all for coming here today, and thank you all for the continued support and engagement that you guys do, all right? Thank you.
Thank you for your report. Now we have Chief Hunt. Can you please come here and just give us an update?
Thank you, Chief.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good morning. To start with, this is my first meeting of the new year. I missed the last couple of meetings. I want to thank Captain Keeler for filling in for me. I was involved in a strategic planning committee, or 5-year strategic planning committee to kind of shape where we go in the next 5 years for fire rescue. Today, however, I have some really exciting news. I want to break it to the Alliance group first. Some of you may already know, but it hasn't been put out to the masses yet, but I wanted to present it to this group first. So a couple weeks ago, the county administrator, Ms. Baker, approached our fire chief, Chief Reggie Duran, and she asked him if he would be interested in joining her staff. He accepted the position, and he is now moving up to Assistant County Administrator, working for Ms. Virginia Baker. For those of you who know Chief Duran or who have worked with him, you know this is a big loss for fire rescue, but a huge gain for Ms. Baker, and for the citizens of Palm Beach County. Chief Duran is top-notch from the years I've worked with him. Obviously, this move left a gap, left an opening at fire rescue. We needed a fire chief. So today, I want to tell all of you, I'm excited to tell you, our assistant chief, Chief Pat Kennedy, has been promoted, and he is now our new fire chief, permanent fire chief of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Chief Kennedy is, I think, 25, 26-year veteran of the department. Like myself, most of his career majority of his career he worked down here in the south end of the county. Not only that, he is also a resident of the south end of the county. So he is very attuned to what's happening down here at the south end. I can tell you the membership is very excited to have him. He's a very popular, hardworking guy, and we're very excited that he is our next fire chief. This all happened, like I said, in the past few weeks, so as you can imagine, he is assembling his staff and transitioning into his new position. But I hope in the next few months to get him down here so he can address you personally and introduce himself. Like I said, exciting times for us, and we're happy he's there to continue the goals that were set forward by Chief Duran. That's all the news I have for today. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next one.
Thank you, Chief, for coming and giving us that important report today. Wow. And we have with us today Commissioner Maria Sachs. It's so strange. I still can't get used to calling her commissioner, because remember, she was our senator for so many years, and she did a great job there, and she's doing a terrific job here for us in Palm Beach County as our District 5 Commissioner.
Laura, you can just call me Maria. That gets to me every time, right? Well, good morning, Alliance. I tell you, it is so good to be here in person. You know, everybody looks so good and so healthy. I think maybe wearing the mask was good for all of us, and having a little home time is good for all of us, good for our spirits. But now we're back, and we're bad, and we're going to get into a little bit of trouble. Right, Alliance? Huh? Yes. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I'll tell you one thing that is really, really interesting about this meeting is that we have today Eric Call, who's right over here to my right. You can stand up, Eric. I know you're a tall guy here, huh? Yeah. Eric Call is the head of all the parks in Palm Beach County. Now, this is the Delray Alliance. Do you think we need a Delray Park? Right, we do, don't we? We need a Delray Park. And guess what? We have it. We have a beautiful Delray Park. Now, many of you don't even know where it's at. And sometimes that's good, that we don't tell too many people, right? So if you take Atlantic Avenue and you go west, you go west till it ends. To your right is 300 acres of beautiful park with a huge lake in the middle. That Delray Park belongs to us. And we're going to make a really spectacular place out of it. Right now, it's beautiful the way it is. And it's very, very agricultural. It's got a lot of green spaces. How many of you been to this park before? Okay, well, all right, you know about it. Now, I want you to help me and help Eric and his great team build even new things on this park. It's got to stay within the motif of that West Delray area, but it's going to be beautiful. And we now have a chance to build our park out. So I think it's very, very exciting. Second thing I want to tell you about is your president, Lori Vinegar, came with us, with her representatives, to meet the secretary of the Florida Department of Transportation. Now, who cares? Florida Department. Well, we care. Traffic is a big deal. And we heard about these accidents. We know that everybody wants to move here. Everybody. Here, even these people, see, they're trying to cut in on it. Everybody wants to move here because we know it's paradise. So when they move here, they bring cars. And it used to be 1 car per family. Now it's 2, 3, 4 cars per family. And when they do that, they come out in our roadways and they make it more difficult for all of us. So, Department of Transportation is very important, and the head man is extremely important. So, your alliance was well represented and working on issues of Atlantic Avenue, also Lyons Road. We worked on 441, you heard our good captain talk about it, and he was represented by Lieutenant Morales, told him the traffic issues, the safety issues. So we're going to be working on 441, Lyons Road, and of course, Atlantic Avenue, which is, you know, is a mess. So continue to work with the Alliance, continue to work with President Minicore so that it gets to me, or you can call me directly. My cell number is the same. You all have it, all right? Look I love you. I've been working with you for many, many years. No matter what you call me, you just call me Maria, and I'll be there. All right? Thank you. Everybody stay safe. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending today. Thank you for that update and for all the work you do. They spend hours and hours in those chambers listening to people coming and taking care of all the issues. Well, we're going to have a wonderful presentation here, but remember, we always have a little commercial before because we have our bagels and coffee and our restoration experts today. Can you come up here, Catherine Utterback? And we're going to hear a little bit about restoration experts with this video. 2-minute video.
Is it on? Hi, good morning, and thank you for great people that came and showed up today. Thank you, Susie and Lori, that we actually made it possible for us to be here. So, my name is Catherine, and yes, it's Restoration Experts, and we are your water damage, mold, fire, smoke. We come, and we're a full construction company. So we will come, and we will answer your call, and show up for free. We've been in business for 20 years. Now I'm about to say something that I know you all hope that you'd never have to call us, but we actually have very happy homeowners that if it happens to them a second time, they actually call us back. So what that means to y'all is they like what we do. So we're here to help you out. We're here to answer your calls however we possibly can help you from the beginning to the end. And I really believe everybody has, if everybody could pull this page out, if you have it, if you put it away, pull it out, please. So I'm not going to bore you with so much details, but we work through insurance and you know the way it all works. So on this paper, just pull my business card off of it, okay, because it should be attached to it. And then there's 3 questions. Do you see any leaks or water damage? Do you smell or suspect mold? And do you suspect asbestos? Now, we're partnered with an expert for that. And also, at the bottom, you'll see you put your name, address, phone number. I need you all to fill it out, and we can give you a call and make an appointment and to come in for free and do an inspection and assessment if you suspect any of these. But we also have some raffle items back there. So I'm going to retrieve this paper from you. We have a great dinner and a movie and some other good stuff that we're raffling off. So if you feel that, you should have pens in your cups. If not, I will make a copy because I think we might have run out of these pages and bring them to you. Fill it out completely, and I'll add you in the raffle as well. And also we can see if we can help you out for anything you might suspect that you have. Again, thank you so much. God bless all. Thank you for having us here. I hope you enjoyed your breakfast, and have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you very much. Okay, well, and that was a very nice video. Colorful. Thank you very much. We now have our presentation today. Remember, after this, anybody who would like VIP tickets, you already have them, most people. Anybody else, right after, you can go up and see Diane right after the presentation and get your VIP tickets to go over to the Murakami today to visit gorgeous, gorgeous museum and gardens. Oh, just one thing about elections. Remember, the Alliance has elections here in March. That's today. We actually we had a person actually want to be on the board, want to help us, have excellent computer skills. And that's your friend. There he is. And yes, so the people who, we don't have to have an informal election because he filled in an empty position. He was appointed the other week. And we now have a full board, and the people who are going to be serving for 2 years here: York Freund, Rob Cascaden, Judy Goldberg, Lori Vinacourt, Carol Klausner, and Norma Arnold. That's for our election this year. Thank you very much, everybody, for that too. Now we have Eric Cole with an excellent presentation about our parks and recreation. Wow, he's a man who we've heard before. A couple of years ago, he was at our annual breakfast, and former baseball player, right? Yes. For the, what was it? What was it that you were? Yes, he was drafted by the Yankees and the Braves. He was, but of course we got him now, so that's good. That's good. And he's been our Parks and Recreation Director for years, and he also has gotten us, I think, an extension on that West Delray Regional Park lease, because that is South Florida Water Management District's land, but we have now a longer lease on it. He'll tell us something about that, I'm sure. So please welcome Eric Cole.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'd like to welcome everybody here to our South County Civic Center. This is one of our facilities, and we're so glad to have you here and in person. I'm excited about Parks and Recreation. You know, I've been with the department for 38 years, and I'm only going to be here 7 more months. So if you want to get me, you better be fast. I'm gonna be leaving and retiring in 7 months, but I enjoy talking about Parks and Recreation as much today as I did 38 years ago. So it's very exciting. I've seen a lot of growth in that period of time, and it's really exciting. We really look at Parks and Recreation as an essential service, not just a nice to have. A lot of our things are very nice, as you know, but really are essential. And I think the easiest way to really look at that and kind of prove that was the last couple of years. We've been through a tough time with the pandemic, right? During the time we were shut in, I actually had COVID. I was out for 38 days, April 10th through May 18th of 2020, early on, at the very beginning. Didn't know where I got it, had no idea. Thank goodness none of my lead team came down with it during that time. But I was at home, and while at home, I was teleworking. And while parks were closed, and libraries were closed, and stores were closed, people were clamoring to get outdoors. You remember a lot of people, they couldn't go to restaurants, but they wanted to get outside and, be spaced apart so that they wouldn't catch it, but they needed to get out of the house. They were going crazy. Where do you think they wanted to go? Your parks. And we saw the last 2 years, 30 and 40% increase in park visitation. It's been absolutely phenomenal, and that continues today. There were four different task forces that were put together. One for beaches, one for parks, one for boating, and one for golf. I was from home chairing all of those 4 task forces. And it involved people from the private sector as well as government folks. And we were basically making the rules of when you could open parks back up, when beaches could open up, when you could golf, did you have to wear a mask, ride 2 to a cart, 1 to a cart, how were we gonna do it? That's what we were working on. So that was the very first thing that we worked on. So what does that tell you? How essential are parks? That told me a lot right there, and really to our elected officials, it told them a lot. But I want to talk a little bit about Parks and Rec in general. I'm excited about that. I can tell you a little bit about the history. But before I get into that, I do want to recognize a couple of folks that are with me today. Right down here, Chris Korbalak, he's our manager of public engagement. Keeps me in line. And then you'll hear from her later. Bonnie LeMay, she's our administrator at the Murakami. And I know that she's probably the most popular, one of the 2 most popular people here because they're providing tickets for you, so that's a good thing. Let's talk a little bit about parks and recreation. First of all, our first park was built in the 40s. That started. We weren't even a parks department. It was part of engineering. The Parks Department came to be in 1951. We pulled basically resources from the engineering department and created a Parks Department. In 1972, that's when the Parks and Recreation Department was formed. A Recreation Division was added to form that. And as you can see, being 2022, this is our 50th anniversary, so this is a very special year for us. We have 8,500 acres and 110 park and recreation facilities in our system. We are the 2nd largest agency in the state of Florida, just behind Miami-Dade, and we're the 11th largest in the country. $86 million operating budget, and I have 1,200 employees that work for us. That's a very large, I mean, think of it, if that was a corporation, that would be huge, right? So we have a very big department, and we're excited about everything that we do. So let's look a little bit about the community benefits. I talked about the importance and how essential parks are, but from an economic standpoint, you know, the tourism elements that are boosted from Parks and Recreation are incredible. Last year, just in sports alone, whether it's a youth tournament or amateur sports, professional sports, coming in and using our facility, more than $15 million in economic impact. It increases property value. If you own a house that's close to a park, if you own a home that's close to the Murakami, you probably have a 15 to 20% increase in your home value. Home value increases mean what? Ad valorem taxes coming to the government, so we thank you for that additional revenue that comes in. And parks attract investment. You can ask Kelly Smallridge, Economic Council, or Business Development Board. Parks are used to help draw people here, because what do people want to do when after they're working? They want to go out and enjoy their leisure time. So that's exactly what we have here, whether it's our beaches, our golf, our parks, our open spaces. It's incredible. Environmental benefits. All of our parks have a way of storing water, recharging the aquifer. Our trees, millions of them that are out here, help cleanse the air of pollutants. Social importance. The social importance, parks are gathering places. They help prevent antisocial behavior. That's exactly what we do. Let's talk a little bit about the health benefits. Physical health. Whether you're working at an outdoor fitness area, a trail, yoga in the park, and by the way, we offer yoga outdoors, indoors, in the woods, on the beach, with wildlife. We'll offer yoga anywhere, anytime. And I just want to tell you, you see the photograph here. Do you know that a sedentary person or someone who's very inactive, if they were to walk a mile, every time they walk a mile, a sedentary person, they add 21 minutes to their life. I want you to think about that. So walking, what a great opportunity to extend your life. And mental well-being, you see the peacefulness of parks. It's not just all the active areas, and we do have lots of active areas. We have about 140 sports fields, but in addition to that, we have 11 beaches. and we have 3,500 acres of natural lands, peace and tranquility. So they help to improve cognitive function, and it helps reduce stress. At this point right now, I do want to show a video that really encompasses everything that we do and what Parks and Rec is about in Palm Beach County. And these are your parks, and I want you to remember this is your park system. You help pay for those. We certainly have the support of our Board of County Commissioners year after year. We won the Gold Medal Award in 2018, and we're not eligible again until 2023, but we won that, and that basically says we are the best Parks and Recreation Department in the country. And there's over 8,000 Parks and Recreation departments, so that means a lot. And so you should be very proud that you live here in Palm Beach County and this is your park system. So Chris, let's show that video real quick.
The Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation Department, recognized nationally for excellence in park and recreation management, operates more than 110 park and recreation facilities for people of all ages and abilities. Working closely with municipal agencies to ensure residents and visitors have access to a wide range of free and affordable ways to achieve, explore, and recharge, county-operated parks span several thousand acres from Lake Okeechobee to the Atlantic Ocean. Your safety is our top priority, regardless of the activity. From park rangers to ocean rescue and rigorous inspections to high-quality construction, we're committed to watching out for your well-being. Whether on land or water, there are so many ways and reasons to enjoy your Palm Beach County park system. Here are just a few. Your worries will vanish with the sound of the waves and the ocean breeze on your face as you bask in the sun at more than a dozen county-operated beach parks, most of which are protected by ocean rescue lifeguards. Lather on the sunscreen and lay a towel down on the warm sand, or go for a refreshing swim in the ocean. South Florida's climate allows for year-round beach days. It's no wonder beaches are the #1 reason visitors come to Palm Beach County. Also popular among visitors is the world-renowned Phil Foster Snorkel Trail. Unique tropical fish and marine life are easy to spot along this underwater treasure, and snorkeling opportunities are also ideal at many of our other beach parks. You can also head into the water at 6 swimming pools where you can do much more than just swim laps, take a water aerobics class, and even learn to swim. Some pools are even heated in the winter, allowing for year-round access even in chilly temps. Or choose to cool off at Calypso Bay and Coconut Cove water parks. Slide down 4-story water slides, make a splash at interactive water playgrounds, and float down a lazy river. Kids of all ages will also enjoy playing at our admission-free splash parks, immersive, zero-depth aquatic play areas at select parks. There are plenty of opportunities to relax on or by the water. Spend the day sport fishing by a lake or cruise down the Intracoastal Waterway, ocean, or inland lakes. We make it easy to launch your boat, canoe, kayak, or paddleboard with quick and convenient launch areas at more than 20 parks. Get a little more adventurous at Okeechobee or Burt Aronson South County Regional Parks, which feature professional water ski courses. More opportunities for kneeboarding, wakeboarding, and other water sports exist at Shark Wake Park inside Okeechobee Park. The opportunities to play in and on the water are endless. PBC Parks can help you stay well, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Physical activity can lower your chances for heart disease, obesity, and other chronic diseases. And research shows that spending time in nature can improve your mental well-being, lowering your chances for depression and anxiety. Take advantage of all the ways you can stay well in PBC Parks. Physical activity like walking, running, biking, skating, and more are all possible on hundreds of miles of trails. Some trails offer fitness stations where you can stop along the way for an added challenge. Everyone can stay fit at PBC Parks with the wheelchair course at John Prince Park and the CMAA Therapeutic Recreation Complex, both built to provide fitness and sports opportunities to people of all ages with disabilities. Fitness zones like this one at John Prince Park and Glades Pioneer Park, which are also for all abilities, help burn fat and build muscle. Instructor-led fitness classes are also happening on a regular basis. From yoga to boot camps, anyone can enjoy working out in a group setting. For kids who want to swing and slide, playgrounds are scattered throughout many parks, with boundless playgrounds at John Prince Park, Lake Ida West, and Burt Aronson South County Regional Parks. Your pups can live a healthy lifestyle too at spacious dog parks. Let your four-legged friends burn off some energy while you meet new people in a safe, serene setting. Take some time to exercise your mind, take a break and unwind outdoors, breathe in the fresh air that nature has to offer. PBC Parks provides plenty of natural settings to help you relax and break away from a hectic everyday life. At beaches, near lakes, and in trails and open park areas, your prescription for healthy, happy living is closer than you think. Opportunities for sports play abound for the athlete in all of us. From basketball to pickleball and racquetball courts to tennis and volleyball, bocce, petanque, and soccer, we've got you covered, no matter the goal. Or take it slow at 5 meticulously maintained, self-sustaining golf courses that feature promotions and programs that'll keep you coming back. You'll also find unique opportunities to stay active on wheels, like at a skate park, roller hockey rink, or a BMX course at Okehilly Park, designed for bikers who want to catch air. And anyone seeking adventure can roll out on 3 mountain biking courses at Pinehurst Trail, Dyer Park, and West Delray Regional Park. West Delray Regional Park is also the perfect place for hobby enthusiasts. You'll find archery, a radio-controlled airplane field, boat lake, car track, and a helicopter field. No matter the sport or activity that gets your little one moving, kids are guaranteed to grow mentally, physically, and as leaders. Both youth and adults can join a sports league and be part of a team through a reputable sports provider. We knock it out of the park with tournaments and competitions that bring in sports tourism dollars to the county, positively contributing to economic development. More enrichment awaits kids at recreation centers. Programs and activities provide safe ways for kids to socialize, learn, and raise their self-esteem. And our Playmaker mobile sports and activities vehicle visits select areas where residents don't have access to a local park. From nature centers to museums, we're committed to preservation and conservation to help everyone gain an appreciation for the world around us. PBC Parks performs a delicate balancing act between preservation and recreation, evidenced by the natural beauty and history at Riverbend Park, the product of a careful restoration effort. Kids can gain an appreciation for nature through award-winning programs like the Nature Ninja Warriors, which prepares youth for careers in the science field. Daggerwing, Okehilly, and Green Cay Nature Centers, along with Riverbend Park, also help shape environmental stewards. Kids of all ages will learn to appreciate and care for precious natural resources through animal ambassadors and educational programming. County-operated golf courses are Audubon-certified classic sanctuaries dedicated to attracting, protecting, and preserving wildlife. Other operations and policies in place, like green lighting systems and a balloon ban at beach parks, means that we're always making an effort to ensure wildlife is protected. Discover South Florida's connection with Japan at the internationally recognized Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens. Immerse yourself in the Japanese culture through a series of diverse gardens, world-class exhibits, and unique programs and events. Anyone interested in Florida's history can travel back in time at the Du Bois Pioneer Home, one of the county's oldest historical icons. Or take a trip to the site of 2 Second Seminole War battles at Loxahatchee River Battlefield Park. With miles and miles of open space and hundreds of picnic areas, you can spend time with loved ones, plan a relaxing escape, or enjoy a special event. Plan a relaxing day with loved ones at shaded picnic areas that are available at no charge on a first-come, first-served basis. Or reserve a larger pavilion to celebrate a special event like birthdays, reunions, or work outings. You can also plan indoor events and meetings at facilities like South County Civic Center or at nature and recreation centers. Find more space for an escape at 3 campgrounds. John Prince Park, Peanut Island, and South Bay RV Park provide relaxing retreats in nature. Pitch a tent, cook your favorite campfire meal, or spend time in a natural setting where you'll feel free and relaxed. Picturesque surroundings are also abundant at Jim Brannon Equestrian Center, a 114-acre world-class equestrian facility. Explore on horseback here or at a number of other equestrian trails, or enjoy a scheduled event at the arena. More events take place inside PBC Parks year-round at Sunset Cove, Canyon District, and Seabreeze amphitheaters, allowing you to connect with loved ones or meet new people. 5Ks, festivals, concerts, and more. There's something for everyone. Want more PBC Parks or interested in giving back to your community? Volunteer and employment opportunities are available. Visit pbcparks.com and select Work With Us. Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation, your destination for healthy, happy living.
So what'd you think? A lot to do, huh? Yeah. Just so you know, give you some perspective. We serve, you saw the young people there, youngsters, in the statistic, 47% of individuals engaged in recreation programs, kids that are engaged in recreation programs are 47% less likely to become teen parents or do drugs. And so that's just something right there. It's very important. And you know, with kids being out of school and how difficult it's been for parents to keep them busy and keep them from getting in trouble, that's important to remember. So we've been very active in working with kids and young people since they've been out of school. Now that they're back, it has certainly changed things. But just a fact so you know, we serve about 3,500 teams, sports teams. So that equates to 47,000 people participate in our sports leagues. That's pretty amazing. So we think we serve quite a few folks, and I just wanted to indicate a couple of parks that are close to you here. You have West Delray that I'll talk about in just a minute. The Murakami, obviously right next door. Canyon District Park, currently under construction, will be done shortly. And then of course Green Cay Nature Center, which is internationally famous as well for wildlife photographers. So let's talk a little bit about the West Delray Regional Park. It's 313 acres, as the commissioner said, as far west on Atlantic Avenue as you can go. It's land that was purchased initially as equestrian home sites, and a lot of the infrastructure was completed, including some of the drainage and the roads. There are cul-de-sacs in there, and it didn't materialize. The density was taken off that, and it was acquired by South Florida Water Management District in 2000. They were going to turn it into a large water reservoir. They found that other locations worked better for that, and so they still had this land in inventory, and they leased it to us as a passive park in 2006. We recently, as Lori said, we extended that lease for another 10 years, and so we have that property under our management through 2032, and it will continue to be extended beyond that. So I wanted to get that extension done before we started really putting some permanent improvements out there. And so we're getting ready to pave portions of that, the radio-controlled planes and boats and those areas, and improve some of those areas that are currently just shell rock. But we also have the Gold Coast Archers, as you saw, are out there. Radio-controlled planes. We have disc golf. A lot of people are engaged in that activity just by pure walking. We have that. We have a mountain bike trail there. We have picnicking. We have a canoe launch. There's a few things that are already in place, but we're under a conservation easement, so we can't really put active recreation at this location. We don't own the property. It's in the Ag Reserve. It also has a conservation easement under South Florida Water Management District, and so we're limited with the activity, how active we can make some of the program areas out there. So what we're going to do is we're in the process of designing, obviously, 2 restroom and maintenance facilities out there, and we're also in the process of designing a nature playground. And we're going to incorporate, we'll have some swings and some things like that, but some contours and maybe some zip lines and some things like that that we think we can get away with and really be an attraction and draw the kids to this location. We think we might be able to put a paintball facility, kind of a wooded paintball facility for all ages. I see people clapping back there, kind of clapping. So are you a paintballer? I've been hit by one that doesn't tickle. So we're excited about that. That's all coming up. We've got it for at least 10 more years and well beyond. And once we start putting these permanent things in there, the district's never going to take this back from us. So this will be our park forever. So in your park, quite frankly, it's close. It's right down the street, but it's also right up against the Loxahatchee Refuge. Fishing. Oh yeah, there's some big bass in there. I've seen them. But you're right against the Loxahatchee Refuge, so the wildlife is incredible. The ospreys, the eagles, the number of wading birds that you'll find out there are quite impressive. So we're excited about that. And now I want to bring up Bonnie LeMay to talk a little bit about the Murakami. I'm excited about the future, lots of things happening, but I'll introduce Bonnie. Let her come up and talk a little bit about that as we close out.
Thank you, Eric, and I appreciate the invitation to come today. As Eric said, my name is Bonnie White LeMay, and I'm the museum director and the park administrator across the street at the Murakami Museum in Japanese Gardens. And both Eric and I really appreciate the fact that you invited us here this morning. Again, like he said, we brought Chris, we brought Diane. We're never a one-man show. Eric spoke about how deep the department is, and everybody steps up to pitch in and help out. So thank you for inviting us here this morning. This is like old home week for me because this is where my roots with the Parks and Recreation Department started. I was the supervisor, and one of my facilities was inclusive of the South County Civic Center, and that's going back a few decades. So first and foremost, I'd really like to recognize the great staff that we all have here at the Civic Center. We have our newest manager, Kathy Austin, and her great team of maintenance staff, which is inclusive, and I'm sure y'all know the team here, but it's inclusive of both Louis and Chris, particularly for their longevity. Oh, look how pretty Lori looks. She's dressing the part. They're all fabulous here, but I've always felt, and I'm sure you know this person, that through thick and thin, this person has really been the backbone, the real constant, the heartbeat of this facility, and that's Mrs. Patsy Ivy. And she's truly wonderful. You can't say enough about her. In fact, every time that we're in a pickle across the street, I call Kathy up and I say, can you send Patsy over to us to help us out? So I'd just like them to be able to hear back in the office how much we all appreciate this team here at the Civic Center. So can we give them a really big rousing round of applause so they can hear that we appreciate them. Thank you. Secondarily, the Alliance has been here equally as long. They have an equally as long history as I do here. In fact, I think just a few years longer, just a bit longer. It just so happens that Lori and I, we were just mere girls when I met Lori, and we were part of the original crew that really got the foundation of the Civic Center going, with groups coming in and activities going on. And I bring up the longevity of the Alliance for several reasons, and that is because the Alliance has always supported the Parks and Recreation Department, our South County Civic Center, and specifically the Murakami Museum in Japanese Gardens, and we sincerely appreciate your support. Lori has always been by Bob's side, and every time the Parks and Recreation Department has needed this team, this fantastic duo, to come out and speak before either a community group or one of our Palm Beach County boards, or even you, the Alliance, as well. They've always been there to support us, and we couldn't do it without that type of strong support within this part of South County. So thank you so much for always being there for us. You know, this facility has an amazing history. We've had guests here such as the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. We've had the former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich. We've had an amazing art in public places project that's happened here. And I'm going to have Eric speak to our facilities department because we really need to do a little outside pressure cleaning in order to get that art up to snuff. But really wonderful things that have always centered around the South County area. And we've been part of it here at the Civic Center. We have equally as an incredible and interesting history across the street as the Murakami, as you all do here at the Civic Center. The nearly 200 acres of land that the Murakami is housed on, and we're only within 17 acres of fenced-in proper area at the museum. But that was donated to Palm Beach County in 1974, and in 1976 we broke ground for our original museum, the Amatacan. We officially opened the Amatacan in 1977, and at that time, a conceptual master plan was created by our Communities Advisory Committee and our staff, which I think at the time was one individual. That was the depth of our staff at that time. It was before I arrived, but the growth has been phenomenal since that point. At that time, the conceptual master plan was created by the community, and it included such things as a principal museum, which in 1993 came to fruition and we realized. It included our expanded gardens, which in 1999 we broke ground on. In 2000, we actually opened our first phase, and in 2001 opened our second phase of 6 distinct period Japanese gardens, an artisan village, and we've spoken about a ryokan, or a Japanese inn. Now, I will say that these opportunities and these future opportunities for growth are just a few of the things that either have been identified back better than 40 years and have come to fruition, or are still on our master plan. The Parks and Recreation Department has been an excellent steward and guardian of the land that has been gifted by George Tsukeiji Murakami to the county. And we have had 4 decades to fine-tune this master plan. And Chris has the master plan up for you to see right now as an overview. We've done this in conjunction with our not-for-profit partners, the Murakami Incorporated, which was the group that actually morphed out of the Communities Advisory Committee. In addition, the current master plan was recently approved a few years ago by our Board of County Commissioners. The vision to ensure controlled growth that our department has embraced and preserved is one of the most valuable commodities, the land that was gifted to the county. And we've taken that responsibility seriously. And some of the things that Eric has identified in his presentation this morning identifies just that. That when we're brought in to be involved with properties, whether they're parks, whether they're beaches, we don't just jump in and overbuild. We take our time to assess, survey, evaluate, determine what's best for the community. We listen to you, and we'll continue to do that. The Parks and Recreation Department's concerted efforts to enforce controlled growth, and let me say that again, controlled growth, and truly think through the added elements that are on the Murakami campus or throughout the entire county, have been and will continue to be very strategically planned. You heard the fire chief say that he's been working on a 5-year strategic plan. All of our departments look the same way as the fire department is looking at future growth, very strategically. Our world-renowned institution is nationally and internationally respected. We rotate our exhibitions several times a year. We maintain a collection of better than 8,000 artifacts. We offer a variety of classes and educational opportunities for a wide and varied demographic. We provide special events that enhance our community's economy, and we have been front and center with dignitaries just as much as the Civic Center has had here. We've had Prime Minister of Japan's First Lady, Akia Abe. We've had First Lady Melania Trump, state and local officials, council generals, ambassadors, movie stars, Martha Stewart, you name it. Everybody comes and visits us, including many of you in this room already. One of the elements for future enhancements on our master plan would be our ryokan, or our Japanese inn. The history of the ryokan in Japan was a very modest inn where travelers that were going from one prefecture to another prefecture would stay for a very brief overnight visit. It was extremely modest. There was no television in the room, no phone. The bathroom was at the end of the hall. They'd come down into a very modest cafeteria-style eating area, and they would be there for one night, and then they would be on their way. The Murakami would like to see something similar, although a bit more comfortable and current, for a limited number of guests who would be able to enjoy classes, the gardens, have a retreat-style opportunity without having to travel to Japan, and we envision that the guests would be enjoying an immersive experience that would be supported by all the existing elements that are at the museum presently, our museums, the gardens. Once again, this would be a very controlled experience that we would offer another opportunity for our members and our residents and our visitors to our area alike to feel connected to our mission, which is to engage a very diverse audience by presenting Japanese cultural experiences that educate and inspire. Presently, the county continues to work on fine-tuning the RFP, or the request for proposal, which will eventually be advertised to developers to see if there's any interest in this project. Although I can tell you, as this project has been discussed for several years now, both Eric and I continue to receive calls and inquiries regarding the project. So once the county is ready to advertise, then we will be able to share more information with the Alliance. And then Eric, you want to come up?
Thank you. I'll just wrap up by saying, if you haven't had a chance to see it yet, right over there on the easels on the side there, you'll see kind of a conceptual rendering of the ryokan that we envision. And really what it is probably anywhere from a 60 to 100 room inn, no more than 2 stories, matching the motif of the current Murakami. So it will blend right in. We're not looking for a Hilton or a Hyatt Regency that's 15 stories. That's not what we're looking at. And by the way, I think that I'm not aware of many hotels in that general area, so it will help when guests come in from out of town. However, I will say that a lot of folks are looking at this being like a 5-star kind of resort, and it very well could be. But I promised, and I will talk to any developer that comes to me, and I've said, look, sometime during a period of time, locals need to have the chance to stay here, so there needs to be a discount for Palm Beach County residents, so we're going to get that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the Parks and Recreation, hearing a little bit about those parks here, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer anything.
We have right here if anybody has any questions, but it's been a very comprehensive time. Any questions? No. And that's terrific. And Eric will be here for a few more minutes, I'm sure. Wow, what a terrific meeting this has been. What a great presentation. Thank you, Eric Cole and Bonnie LeMay and Diane and Chris. Well, remember that if you'd like to visit the Murakami right now, VIP tickets over here. You can pick them up from Diane there and Bonnie. I'm going over there right now. And we'll see you next month, which will be my exact birth date. So I'm going to be bringing a cake. So come for cake next month. And we're going to have our clerk and comptroller, Joe Abruzzo, great speaker, and you're going to learn all about what the clerk and comptroller's office can do for you. See you next month.